You see, when you're doing something that's not for right now, when you're building something for the longevity, then realistically, as long as you're doing what you got to do now, in the bigger picture, you'll have what you want to have. But the thing is, a lot of people are doing stuff for right now. A lot of people are not thinking about their future. Now, do this. Plan from your future to your current, right? So when you're 30, think about how you want to live when you're that age. Even if you're 20, even if you're 18, think about when you're 30, and think about when you're 40, right? So then with that being said, is after you do that, then you're gonna move down the line. Anything you want to do, anything you want to accomplish, move down the line. So with that being said, is all your goals, all your ambitions, all your dreams, you can have it as long as you plan down the line. So with that being said, it's just like you got a kid, right? You got a kid. What do you do for your kid? You take care of them, right? You put them on a plan. You're like, okay, 5 years old, you're gonna be like this. 10 years old, high school, right? So with that being said, when your life, you have to put a plan. You got to put a calendar. You got to put a guide, right? So when you're 40 years old, you should have what you want to have if you do it right. If you're 20 years old, if you're 19, if you're anything below that. You know why? Because at the end of the day, we have a plan. So with that being said, what are you doing daily? That's why I always say habits and routines, because your habits and routines is what's going to make your life. So if you want to be fit, right? You want to be fit. So what that means is every single day you have to work out. You have to run. Now, if you want to be wealthy, right? You want to make money. You have to create a plan. And the thing is, you can't just make money. You have to have money management. At the same time, you have to have investments. So with that being said, if you're 20 years old right now, right? And you're looking down the line, you put this in place where you create a system to where you can only succeed. That's why I say, look at you're from 50 years old and go down. So if you're 20 right now, plan for your life, going back. So you could do everything that you got to do going forward. So every single day, all it is you got to run. You got to make money. You got to work on your business. It's simple. But the thing is, there's so many distractions out here. So many that you can fall towards or fall to. You got TV, you got social media, you got food, you got anything you could think of nowadays. Like, this is the best time to be successful, or this is the best time to be distracted because of what there is. But at the end of the day, this is what I always say. It comes down to what you want. What do you want? Do you want to be your best version, or do you just want to live life, with what it throws? And the thing is, you deserve the best. So with that being said, every single day, wake up, look in the mirror, and ask yourself, what do you want? And every single day you do that, go after the first thing that comes to your mind. It might not be like in the biggest picture that you can, but you can get it done, So go after it every single day. Believe in yourself. You can do it. You can achieve it. But it all comes down to you and how you view your life and what you do day in, day out. Be great. Be phenomenal. Live this life to the fullest. You deserve the best.